I think we had somebody write in.
I was
Should we
gonna
do
say,
I'm mad?
I think so. Didn't we get
Let's
an email?
Well, let's do I'm mad.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
We did. We got an email here. Let me get it up. This one comes from, you know who's mad this week, Tony?
No.
Russell Wilson.
Oh, jeez. What's he mad about?
He wrote into the show. He says here that he says, "Hey guys, love the show. I'm a little upset this week because my team decided to bench me the last 2 games of the season. So I'm mad that I'm not able to be out there and playing with my team." He says here, it's the organization's decision. They want to save money, so we can talk about that in a second. But, love the show. Thanks for doing what you guys do. Go Bronx. I used to always say go Hawks, right?
Oh,
now
yeah.
it's like go Bronx, go Broncos or something.
Russell's mad.
Kissing babies.
Yeah, well, he
something.
certainly had a shot at, doing what he needed to do, and it just wasn't working with him and Sean Payton.
Well, I think it was interesting to see beginning of the season, right? Like everything was going wrong. And then all of a sudden they won 6 in a row and they're in the playoff hunt.
Yep.
And then after, the last game, not able to pull it out. So they're sitting him. And the thing was, I was reading that they're going to save and I could be wrong, but it's like $24 million if he gets hurt in the last 2 games of this season that they would have to guarantee him. Yeah, they got to pay. So they're like, hey, we're going to sit him. We're out of it. So, it's kind of the Wilson era of the Broncos and the big trade that they made for that. And I would say, they go through a coaching change. When Sean Payton was with the Saints in the beginning, he had a very similar record. He had a losing record that first season. Mm-hmm. Works with Drew Brees, and all of a sudden they come back, they win a championship.
I think Sean he wants his guy in there. He kind of inherited Russell, and it'll be interesting. I've read a few things that are like, okay, there's like 4 or 5 teams in the mix that might try and get Russell. Whatever, Russell, he's going to have a shot somewhere, so don't take it too bad, Russell.
Hang in there, buddy. What I do like about Russell Wilson, like he writes into us, right? He doesn't blame the coaches or anything like that. He's just saying, I want to be out there. I'm a competitor.
Yeah.
Right? So he's not, he says the organization wants to save money, but he's not really poking at anything
Think
too
the Seahawks
harsh.
will take a look at him?
I don't know if there'd be a reunion. He'd have to take who's going to want to take that contract?
Nobody's going to pay him.
I think he's there until, unless I guess they guarantee him and cut him, right? They'd have to pay that out, and then somebody else could pick him up. But
do they have to pay him out if they cut him?
Think of the teams who would. Still think he's got a lot of good, right? But who would be the teams that would take him right now? Who would be them?
I don't know who takes him as a starter.
Would the Panthers take him?
No, they got their young guy.
Right?
Young.
Are they gonna stick that out another year? That's the thing. There's some decisions that are going to have to be made by them. Washington, some of these other teams. Is their quarterback what they want, or does Washington roll another year with Brissett because he's been lighting it up and he's going to finish the year with Washington?
Yeah, interesting.
Packers don't need him.
I don't know if any
maybe
NFL
the Vikings
team
need him.
The Vikings. The Vikings need a lot. But I don't know if any team's going to take him as a starter. I don't know. It's hard for me to imagine.
Really?
I think
you think his starting days have come? It's done.
Money value. I think if he's cut, then it's like. So then he's got to renegotiate with a new team, and he's not going to get the money that he's gotten at Denver. So,
but that'll still be paid out over time.
Yeah,
right.
I don't know. Interesting.
They're strange.
Yeah.
The contracts and stuff.
Whatever. Russell's got money.
Russell, keep up the good work. Do your thing. You got Sierra.
For sure.
Life is pretty good. It's not that bad.
Yeah.
Take a rest for a couple weeks. He will be the backup quarterback for those games.
Dude, they're not going to
He's
put
listed
him in.
as the backup
They won't put
quarterback.
him in. They'll skip him and go to number 3.
I bet you. Here's what I think is going to happen, and I hope I'm wrong. I think the starter's going to get hurt, and they're going to be sitting there looking at Russell, wondering if they should put him in or
I don't think they will.
somebody else to try to. Maybe they run Wildcat for a whole week.
If he gets hurt, you're
I don't
risking
know.
$24 million.
I just have a feeling like
And Russell's
something's
mad.
going to happen with
Russell's
the first
mad.
one. Yeah, and you know what's going to happen if he gets in there? He'll throw like 4 touchdowns in 1/2, I bet.
I don't know. We'll see.
Something's going to happen. It'll be interesting to watch. So hang in there, Russell.
Yep.
I have something I'm mad about.
What are you mad
Can
about?
I throw
Corey?
it in here?
Yeah.
Something that makes me mad is when I take my car to go get an oil change, and everybody's going to know what I'm talking about here in a second. But when you take it in, it's almost like I go in and I can't just get an oil change anymore. When I schedule the appointment, I'm thinking like, okay, they're going to tell me like my tire tread's low. I need new tires. They're going to tell me,
But are they
we've
selling
got
you-
some wiper blades and a battery. Your battery looks low, and just all this stuff,
Trying
right?
to plug
and
you.
and I've gone to a couple different places, and they all do it. I mean, I get it. It's how it's business, right? And
Business.
part of it's taking care of the customer and making sure that everything's good with their vehicle. So I get that part. It's just I don't want to hear it. I want an oil change. Come to you for an oil change. Change the oil and filter. Get me good to go.
You're a critical consumer.
I don't want to buy new tires from you. The guy printed off, I just went there the other day. The guy prints me off, oh, here's our tires, we're running special and things like that.
yeah.
And I just say, you know what? I'm going to take them for what they are this winter, and I'll replace them, beginning of next
I just want
spring.
the oil change.
Yeah, just change the oil. Thank you.
Okay.
Or if they want to do the air filter, we can change
Are
an
you
air
courteous
filter.
there, or are you mad right there? And
I'm not mad. I didn't know the
mad
guy.
afterwards.
I wonder,
you just want it.
Yeah, I just
Maybe
want my
you-
oil change. I
Maybe
just
you
want to
start
in
a
and go.
company with oil. It's just oil changes. And you just
I don't know if
marketing
there's a good market for that.
Just
I
an
don't
oil
know,
change.
but it's just one of those things that kind of gets to me, and maybe I'm being too critical. I don't
run it
know.
out
It's
of your
probably just my
garage.
thing.
that right out of your garage.
I have a funny story.
Corey's just an oil change.
So one time back in high school, my senior year of high school, I'm sitting. My buddy and I are getting ready to go down to U of I. We're going to go to Moscow for a party and hang out and do the thing. And
Okay.
so we're was it? It must have been. I don't know. It wasn't my senior year of high school. It was after that.
Somewhere in
Now
there.
that I'm thinking about
Okay.
it. And so my buddy Kurt and I, he played football at Eastern, won a championship with the Shock, played in the Canadian Football League. I've talked about him a little bit.
Yeah.
We'll have to get him on the show. He's
it'd be fun.
one of my special cool
Let's
friends.
do that.
So him and I are going to go down there. We're going to take my car. I had a little Toyota Tercel. And we decide, and I'm like, Kurt, I got to get my oil changed before we go. Like, for some reason, I was worried about it back then. And so he's like, oh, just bring it over to my house. We'll change the oil. So we changed the oil in the driveway. And I got to drive back to Post Falls. He lived in Coeur d'Alene. Drive back to Post Falls real quick to grab my stuff, and then I'm going to come pick him up, and we're headed south. And so I hop on the freeway, and all of a sudden there's this blue smoke just spewing out of the back of the car. My car looks like it's on fire.
Right.
It wasn't on fire, but there's smoke everywhere. And I'm like, what the heck? So you know that little rest stop between Coeur d'Alene and Post Falls on the way
Yeah.
there where like some stuff happened with
Yeah.
somebody?
Yep, Wild and Willing.
Right. So I never have to stop there. And I don't really want to stop there because of stuff that
Right.
happened. It's not a place you want to stop, but it was daytime. So I stopped there and I look and I can't find anything. Go pick Kurt up, smoke. It's not that bad. Get to Plummer and crossing the railroad tracks right there. I had to downshift. I had a clutch and it
geez.
won't like move.
This is not good.
We get all the way to Moscow, do our thing. Next morning, hop in the car to leave. It is locked up. Like, it won't start. I can't get it into neutral. Nothing. Tow truck has to come. What happened was we didn't change the oil. We actually drained the training fluid.
Oh, no.
We drained the training fluid without knowing. It was funny because when we were doing the oil, Kurt's like, okay, pour the oil in. And I poured it in and it started like it was overflowing. And I was like, it's over. He's like, it shouldn't be. I drained the whole thing.
Jeez.
So we drained. We didn't change the oil. We
Terrible.
drained the tranny fluid.
So what did that do to the vehicle?
I needed a new transmission. Transmission was toast.
Oh,
Yeah.
terrible.
So there we go. So I can't run my own oil changing company because, I mean, if you need it, maybe I should do a transmission company. I know a little bit about that.
Yeah, I think so. Yep.
Anyways,
Okay.
sorry to throw that in there.
No, it's a good story.
You've never heard that.
No.
Yeah. So had a fun time. Made it back from Moscow. Got a new transmission for the Toyota Tercel.
Corey's oil change garage is a no-go. Okay.
So that won't be happening.
Yep, I understand.
Do you have anything you're mad about?
I read in the paper that there was an elderly couple at a store. And
Oh,
some
yes. You were telling me
teenagers-
about this.
Teenagers were messing with this grandma on a walker and kind of like pushing her.
Didn't they
And-
take it or something?
Yeah.
took the
she
walker-
she almost fell, except her husband caught her. So like,
That's
That's terrible.
That was local here.
yeah,
Unbelievable.
Yep.
That makes me so mad.
pretty sad, right? Like, come
Yeah.
on, let's
holiday season.
Go. Yep,
D-
don't
or
like
it doesn't matter if it's a holiday season. Why are you doing that?
Terrible.
Really?
Yep, not cool. Like, it would be hard, like, if you were,
That
like,
pisses me off.
in the background seeing some teenagers doing that, and be hard not to hold back, right? But I
Oh
would
man,
certainly,
I'm glad I wasn't there.
I'd be certainly grabbing them and calling the police and hopefully giving those teenagers their due. But, like, come on, America, let's get back to where we respect our
Elders.
seniors, our
Yeah.
elders. You know what I mean? Let's go Native American on this and, like, have some respect, And there's always dingbirds somewhere, right? But, like,
Yeah.
hopefully those kids wake up and somebody tells them, like, stop that. Terrible.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yep.
That's horrible.
Yep, I'm mad.
Oh man, that gets me fired up.
Okay.
Man, we need something nice to get us to close out the session here. Is there anything nice you can think of
I'm
after
just
that?
imagining you in like a Batman costume and kind
Really?
of like walking around the shops maybe and just like protecting the elderly.
Oh, hey, there's that guy in Seattle. Remember? It was like he was like, do you know who I'm talking about?
I
There's a
vaguely
Seattle.
remember.
There was a Seattle superhero guy. I forgot what he was called, but he'd walk around Seattle like he was a superhero. He'd get dressed up and he'd go out there and he'd like fight crime.
Yeah, I could
kind
see
of
you
thing. I
doing
forgot.
that. Dude,
I'm not that guy.
I could get the
I'm not
Captain-
that guy. I do
Captain
podcasts
Canuck.
with any extra time I have.
dude, the Captain Canuck
I'm
outfit.
not even fit. What's
You
Captain
could be
Canuck
around.
look like?
Well, I don't know. We used to have him up here. I can't find him right now, but like
I'm looking all over.
There he is.
There's-
Captain Canuck. You got like the maple leaf kind of.
Well, we've had him down here. He was
I
riding
know.
with Santa last time,
Dude,
but
you-
I thought that was called something. You called him
Captain
something
Canada.
else. Captain Canada.
Yeah.
But now, okay, so he goes by a couple different
Yeah,
things.
dude, you could be the protector.
I would roll around in that outfit more before Batman. I think.
Right.
Yeah, that's a
For sure.
That's cool.
You could ski around in that.
Yeah, I get. Maybe that's what we need a vigilante kind of person around
Protector.
here to kick those kids' rears.
I agree.
Okay. Well, hey, if you guys like what you're hearing, spending time with us, share it with your friends and family. And we appreciate you. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe, and the notification bell so you know when new stuff's coming out for Trailside Dukes. Got anything to say to the fans on the way out the door here?
Nope.
All
I
right.
was trying to think of something clever with Batman, but I thought about the Batman song, but I'm not.
You've got a
pulling
lot of
it off.
cats.
You got a lot of cats.
All right. Thanks, guys.